Guys, I got a buck. I got a deer. I got a good deer.
It's Mule Deer Mania, right now on Sportsman of North America.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, we're here on Earth, and we just shot a deer on Mars.
Welcome to Sportsman of North America TV with Mike McCabe.
Can you hear the call? Oh yeah! Don't need a ticket. You don't stand in
Ray Howell.
Just hanging with our friends. Yeah.
And SNA founder Keith Powell.
And proud to be where the good time.
This is Sportsman of North America, your ticket to the outdoors.
Well, folks, the best part of getting it done early, we get to hit the town and have some grubs instead of a sandwich up in the mountains.
Yes,
We're going to
sir.
celebrate with some El Bruno.
El Bruno's Restaurante y Cantina, fine Mexican dining.
You know what the best part of that hunt this morning
What's that?
is? Your expression after that shot. Man, I just keep seeing you going walking around in circles.
I couldn't believe it.
Oh, it was awesome.
You told me you were going to shoot 800 yards. I thought, oh, great.
Yeah, I
Here
know.
we
You was
go.
like, yeah, right. We're getting close to Jared Taylor's place, Red Top Mountain Outfitters, and I've got to stop and get a hunting license. In the morning, we're going to be pounding the ground. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. Sing it, Toby. I love this American ride. Well, folks, we finally made it. We're at Red Top Mountain Outfitters, and about to get out and meet everybody, see how they've done today. They've actually, some people have already been hunting. Danny, Keith Powell.
Barely made it in time. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Mule deer is probably one of my most favorite animals to hunt. It's run and gun, spot and stalk. You're moving a lot, and I feel like that if I work hard enough in this big country, that I'll be rewarded. And I guess that's what I love about mule deer hunting.
We hunt the northwest corner of the state, which encompasses some of the best units for mule deer, genetically, quantity-wise. We only apply the hunters for the best ones, for the good units that are going to provide a good opportunity at a good mule deer. You know, the genetics are there, the numbers of deer are there.
What we're doing, we've set up about 600 to 800 yards away from this ridge. We've got a long, big rolling ridge here with the sagebrush flat here. And these deer are feeding in this sagebrush. First day, we weren't going to do much walking. We didn't want to blow the area out. We wanted to find out what kind of game we had in front of us. And we just basically sat there all day glassing, and we saw a few deer. And so the next day, our game plan was that we're actually going to hit the ridges. We're actually going to go into it to see if we can find any sign, find any deer, bump something. We felt like that if we came in behind it and we bumped anything, it would bump it towards the flat that we were actually glassing in, and it would be beneficial to us. We made our way up in here. It's just unbelievable, just big, huge draw in here. You can't see it from over there. And these animals, they've got so much to hide in. You'd never see them from where we were spotting from. We found out we didn't have any sign. They're just the deer had moved out of this area. Once we realized that we didn't have much deer sign, we didn't see any deer, we didn't bump any deer, we knew it was time to move to our next location. So we hooked up with Jared, and the first 2 days we wasn't able to hunt with Jared because he was guiding another client, but he was done with this client, and so he was going to be able to hook up with us. So the game plan, we're going to just try to get high in this real good country, real rugged country. We're gonna go high, we're gonna hang out, and we're gonna just strain our eyes to death trying to find a big animal, because what's going on right now is they're not in a rut. So the animals are moving real early and moving real late, and then no movement during the day. So we really had to sit down, try to catch these animals as they're moving up to go to bed.
We're gonna take an ease up here top of this ridge. We'll be able to glass from the top, so let's get up there before we get you later.
All right.
We're just getting warmed up in New Mexico, so stick around. We're back. Keith and outfitter Jared Taylor have made it to their vantage point and have started picking apart the mountain.
We get to the top and settle in and big rock pile, start doing some glassing.
I moved off and got a little bit higher than Chad and Jared. They were glassing a big sage flat, and I actually went over, I don't know, 20, 30 yards away from those guys and was glassing the ridges. I was really trying to see if there was anything up high.
Keith was set up about 20 yards behind me looking at another piece of mountain, and he says, I found a buck.
I got a good deer. It looks like a good one. Where's he right? Come here. He's hard to see. He's better to come over here. Let me find him right here. Hang on. Okay, see this rock bluff right here? He's right below that white spot right there. You see what I'm talking about?
Sure. Let me get a scoop on him.
So we grab our deer,
He's got his head up,
and we set up on this deer. We want to get on him real quick because we've got a short window. If this deer moves 5 yards, 5 feet, one way or the other, he's gone.
I'm thinking we're gonna have to make a stalk.
Okay, there's the bluff. Okay, I'm on him. I don't know.
That's a long ways to shoot.
Well, we got the right equipment. Let me see here. Find this rock bluff. Okay, right there. 810 yards,
And
guys.
I'm looking around to the ridges around us and to the high points around us, wondering how we're gonna get that done, because that deer was not very stalkable.
I felt confident in my equipment. I felt confident in the Hart rifle and the Nikon optics that we had. It was just, now the next thing is just getting a good rest. It's all about a rest. And there just happened to be this huge rock that was set up almost like a bench. 13, 1, 2, 3. Make sure it's a long way. 13.75.
He's fixing to come back out in the open.
Okay, let me see what I got here. So I lay down behind the gun and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for this deer to give me the opportunity. And sure enough, he steps out, but he's facing me a little bit. He turns to start browsing, and I have my opportunity. Okay, here he comes. Y'all ready?
He's gonna turn. There he is.
Here. Okay, you ready?
We're ready.
He's rolling. He's down, baby. He's down. He's down. He's rolling, baby. Woo! He's rolling. Woo! Woo!
I've never seen any kind of shooting like that.
Hey, we're here on Earth, and we just shot a deer on Mars. And let me tell you, Jared. Hey, what do you think about them Hart rifles?
Hats off to you and whoever the fella it is that built that damn kind of gun, buddy. I've never seen any kind of shooting like that in my life.
Folks, let me tell you right now, with the right equipment, you can hunt these animals in the country that you can't hunt them in. We got a Hart rifle, a 30 Hart, with a Nikon scope. We dialed it in. It's 810 yards, and we just rolled a big muley all the way across this canyon because there's no way we could get to him, and he's rolling down the hill right there.
Good shooting, Keith. Hot dang good shooting.
He was rolling, wasn't he? We're about to go to Mars and see this deer I just shot. We'll get the space shuttle and blast off. You see it?
20 yards piled up.
You see the deer?
Yeah.
Where? Right there. Oh. Is he out?
Yeah, he's down. About 20 yards right there. He's... Good job, buddy.
Folks, he's just right there. He rolled all the way down that hill.
He came a long ways down.
Ah, thank you, Lord. Look at this.
Look at that deer, buddy.
Woo. Wow. folks, I want you to look at this deer. Unbelievable. Got good mass. Just a nice mule deer. He's exactly what we thought he was. He gave us an opportunity. You know, he was up there and we saw him, and the time we got the gear set up, he walked off. We didn't think we were going to get him, but he walked right back in that opening, didn't he?
Thought he was gone. He was browsing in that mahogany up there. He turned around and come right back to where he started out, browsing, picking his head up.
We're Sportsman North America, and we give away a trip like this, a hunting trip, each and every week, 52 a year. If you're not a member of Sportsman North America, go to our website, check us out. You'll be amazed at what our members are receiving and the trips they're getting to go on. Don't miss out on these great opportunities. Visit us at sportsmanna.com. Here at Sportsman North America, we're changing lives one hunt at a time, and that's what makes Sportsman North America your ticket to the outdoors. Today I want to take a minute to talk to you about the proper apparel when you're mountain hunting, when it's really cold, when you're moving a lot, you're getting your body heat up because you're walking up steep mountains or you're walking a long way, spotting and stalking. So you've got to dress appropriate for this condition. So what I like to do is I like to start off with something really thin. This is a polyester type material. It's a thin, it really doesn't give you a lot of warmth, but I put that on as my first layer. And then this one is the same material. It's a polyester type. It wicks away the moisture. And then what I might do is I'll go ahead and put on a good set of waterproof clothing like this Rivers West here, and I'll put my bottoms on. That way when I'm going through the snow, if I've got to sit down, I don't get wet. My top, I may just have the thinnest layer and a vest. And the rest of my jacket and my medium weight shirt, I'll have in my backpack. And that way I can walk, and if I get too hot, I can pull my vest off, tie it around my waist. If you use a layer system like what we've talked about today, it'll keep you warm, it'll keep you dry, but mostly it'll keep you safe. And that's been this week's Guide to the Outdoors.
It's time for this week's Winter Spotlight, where we showcase SNA members on adventures of a lifetime that they've won from Sportsmen of North America.
Well, one thing we had encountered on our trip, we discussed the weather being cool. What we didn't figure was that we were going to get a heck of a storm in and all the snow and wind that we got. I moved to Weirton, West Virginia 31 years ago, working in the steel industry there. I've been retired since May and find a lot of time to hunt and fish and enjoy the outdoors.
Well, I'm from Reno, Nevada. I've lived there for about the last 30 years. I have a business, do home inspections, residential design work.
I remember vividly the evening I got the call that I'd won this hunt, the Delaware Mountain Ranch. At first, I thought it was a prank by maybe someone in my family or one of my friends, because they know how much of a dream this would be for me.
You know, hey, is this real? When do I find out about this? And it took a couple of weeks to get a phone call. But I guess that's because you guys were up in Alaska back in the middle of no man's land. So I was really sitting there on the edge of my seat for a couple of weeks waiting for that phone call. But when it came, it was a sweet deal. I was really excited.
It was a big thrill for me to win. It's a big thrill for me to be here. When we turned off the highway, I was simply amazed. We turned onto a dirt road, and we're driving, and the country's getting more rugged and getting higher. And I was telling myself, this is going to be some place. It took about 3.5, 4 hours to get here to the Delaware Mountain Ranch. You're like on top of the world, and you could just stand there, turn 360 degrees and just see nothing but hills and valleys, and I was so excited. I just couldn't wait to get at it. Yeah, our first day at camp was kind of foreboding because it was so foggy. Fog dropped in, our visibility was very poor. So the guys from Sportsmen of North America just bent over backwards to make our day. Even though we were blocked in and couldn't hunt, they did everything they possibly could to keep us busy, keep us active. So we laid into camp that day and really didn't do much, but we were entertained and had a good time anyway.
Well, we're out here at the Delaware Mountain Ranch, and we tried to go hunting yesterday. Didn't have any success. There was too much fog.
We wake up the second morning, and lo and behold, the hunt is on because the fog has lifted. There's a blanket of snow over everything. The wind is still howling, but the good news is Visibility was perfect. It was miles.
Chad and I were going off into this little area where Earl had said we ought to go. We kind of walked up to this little hill, looked over the edge, and there's this buck just sitting underneath a sagebrush. He's not real wide, but he's a good-looking deer.
I've taken a few mule deer, and I'm going to wait for a better chance. You know, it doesn't get much easier than this, but I think we can find something better.
This was early in the hunt. We'd seen so many deer prior to, and I knew we were going to see a whole bunch more after this.
My guide and I decided that we'd have a better chance of seeing game if we'd hoof it to the House Canyon, get up on tops of some of these hilltops and look down into some of these arroyos and valleys and try and find some of these muleys bedded down. But it got really exciting. We had to hoof it a long way, and we started seeing game, and action started then.
The fog has cleared, and Aaron and Phil are chomping at the bit to get after it.
Well, later on in the day, after we had passed up that first buck, we're walking along a ridge, and Earl, he spotted these two bucks right down in the bottom of a draw. The one in the front was a little bit smaller. The one in the back, typical 5x5, but bigger than the one that we had seen in the morning. And so I figured, you know, I might set up here and see if I can get a shot at this guy. So I whistled a couple of times, tried to get him turned around. As he was kind of trotting up the hill a little bit, I decided to take a shot. I had buck fever, I was shaking a little bit. And you know how it goes sometimes, the lead doesn't fly where you want it to go, and he got away.
I missed him.
But it was a real exciting moment.
Wish I
got to see a buck that I was interested in taking, and I just missed. It was a good looking deer, and I wish I had gotten him.
Okay, so now we're going to adhere to our game plan. Chad and I decided we're going to start walking some of these hilltops. It was brutal. It was really brutal. The wind was howling. The snow was blowing, and it was a job. It was work. It was a hunt. We're glassing this valley, and it was kind of funny because I was glassing over. When I came over, I looked at Chad, and he was waving me on like this. Come on, come on. It was obvious he had seen something over there that was nice. He was a peach. I mean, he wasn't all that wide, but nice and high, nice deep forks. Definitely the one I wanted to shoot. So I got myself into position, got ready. Deer walks up, he paws the ground a couple times, and beds down. So we're sitting there, I looked at Chad, he looks at me, and he says, stay ready, we'll get him up.
Matt.
Slowly walking up. Slowly walking up. She's the one on the right. They're together. The smaller one's going up. What? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, baby!
Boom. I got him.
What a nice deer. What a beauty.
I'm not a young man. My lifetime, a lifetime dream occurred right there.
Thank you, Sportsman of North America.
I can't tell you how much gratitude I have to these folks at Sportsman of North America. I'm busting. It's amazing I didn't explode.
He might lack some width, but boy, he makes up for it in height. Nice chocolate rack. My first mule deer. I'm tickled to death. I can't be any more happy. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Sportsman of North America. My ticket to the outdoor. No, get to a computer. Could be our ticket to the outdoors.
One of the things that's been really great is all the help. You know, I'm going into an area that I don't know real well. I don't know the people, I don't know the location, and you have to take a leap of faith that the people that you're going with are going to take care of you and put you into a place that's not unsafe, that's a good place to be, that's enjoyable. And these guys at Sportsmen of North America have done that. Food has been great, guides have been great, people helping you out, making sure you're comfortable. If you need anything, they've been there and they've made it happen. These guys have made it a great trip, and I would recommend it for anybody. Sportsman of North America was my ticket to the great outdoors.
That wraps up this week's Winter Spotlight. Sportsman of North America is making outdoor dreams come true each and every week for our lucky winners. Don't miss out. Join us at sportsmanna.com, and you too could be on an adventure of a lifetime.